Hello Tokusatsu community and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today we are going to be discussing the very first episode of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, which just came out this past weekend. So, let's go and get right on into that. So this past weekend was the debut of our newest Super Sentai series, the 45th Super Sentai Series Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger, which is going to be yet another anniversary season. It has already been 10 years since Gokaiger, 5 years since Zyuohger, which is just pretty crazy to think about. Gokaiger is what brought me into the experience of Sentai, so I do have a lot of fond memories there, and I can't believe that it's been a decade already. And we are already here for another anniversary series. So I've already done a couple videos on Zenkaiger on the channel. I'll probably be putting cards up here and such. We have a lot of fun stuff going on here with this episode and with this series. But honestly, it's really, really solid so far in my opinion. Now, obviously, we just have one episode, so it's hard to judge the whole show just based off of the first episode. But there's a lot of cool things here. First of all, the way we open. I love the way that the show starts. So you start with old footage of Go Ranger, Zyuranger, and Kira Major as their worlds get captured in the Tojiro gears, and I love this opening sequence. Not only do I love just the idea of it, of capturing the different Sentai worlds into these little evil gears, which I'm sure Bandai will find a way to, give us a toy release of them somehow. But I just like the idea of using this old footage, and then they look up to the sky and you get a second or two of brand new footage. I believe it's brand new, but they try to match not only the aspect ratio of Go Ranger and Zyuranger, but the graininess of the 1970s and 1990s footage. Kira Major obviously looks perfectly fine, perfectly modern, because Kira Major just ended 2 weeks ago. So obviously it's gonna look like a modern filmed thing, because of course it's going to. And they rapid fire here. I mean, we are getting into the plot within literally the first seconds here with this whole... this is literally the opening sequence is all of this. And then we meet our titular hero, Zenkaiger. We actually learn about Zenkaiger here. They kind of drop this line about, is he just doing this to be a YouTuber or whatever when he wants to bungee jump off of this tower? Now, it was interesting. I don't think I've ever actually heard the term YouTuber used in a toku before. It definitely could have been before. I think they just use a content creator back in Rue Soldier, I think is, unless they did actually use the term there. I'm not 100% sure. If someone wants to let me know down below, I'm not 100% sure. But it was just cool to see that actual term being used in the episode, in the actual show. So Zenkaiger here, he's pretty cool. I like his character so far. He's kind of what's going to be driving the whole plot here. He just wants to be the first to do anything, any task, any kind of goal, anything. He wants to be the first at it. And so when the worlds combine, when the main regular Earth of the Zenkaigers and the Kikai world combine, and you have that whole interaction between the Kikainoids and the humans, he wants to be the first person to make friends with the Kikainoids and everything like that. So we also get a lot of good stuff with Zenkai Juren, or I guess just Juren before he becomes a Zenkaiger. I really like what he has here. Not only do we have this beautiful meme picture of, basically his equivalent of what up fellow kids, all that stuff. So I really like that, we have that going on here. And then we get to meet Zenkaiger's grandmother, who's going to be the one who kind of is sort of our team mentor, kind of. They kind of do a fun little gag about what if she joined the Zenkaigers, which I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty cool. I would love to see her, get a gear leaner and get out there on the field somehow, even if it's a Kirame Gold situation where it's some kind of joke or something. I feel like that would be pretty neat to see. But basically, it's your typical run-of-the-mill Sentai premiere. You get a scene with our villains, which actually, what's interesting here is that while we only get transformation sequences and a fight sequence with Zenkaiger and Zenkai Juren in this episode, I don't believe Gowon appeared at all, out of suit. I don't think so. I could be wrong on that too. But I do know that Majin and Rune both had at least a little cameo in the episode. Majin was on the TV being interviewed, and she was all kind of shy and everything. And then Rune, right now, apparently is basically a slave to our main villains. He was just cleaning their base. So obviously he'll break out of it somehow. Either they'll send him out in the field maybe, and he'll turn against them, or they'll come rescue him or something. I'm not sure how that will all play out, since we know that in the next episode we're going to be getting our focus of Gowon joining the team and things like that. So we're not quite there yet. I think he might even be the last one to join, if I'm not mistaken, based off of the TV-Kun scans. But it was just kind of nice seeing, hints at who's going to be there first, or who's going to be there eventually, before we kind of form the whole team. So, of course, there's some debates on, what is going on with the timeline here in Zenkaiger. So we have a lot of people wondering, how does it relate to Gokaiger's, terminology of the Sentai timeline being everything takes place on the same Earth? Well, Zenkaiger kind of just throws it out the window when we kind of get our exposition about what are the Super Sentai, and they're getting their gear leaders and stuff. They show off that every world has had, or every Sentai has been its own world that had its own Earth protected by its own team of Sentai, with the exception of Lupin Ranger versus Palza Ranger. Obviously, two Sentais on the same world, but that was kind of the gimmick there. So, as of right now, it's looking like every Sentai took place in its own world, so we have at least 45 worlds in the Sentai multiverse. Now, I feel like it could be argued that the Gokaiger world could still be our, versus movie world, or a world where the other Sentais just exist, because even in the opening, when we see that shot of all of the Sentais as they're being trapped in gears, the picture that they used for Gokaiger specifically was one from, the typical group shot from, the promo shots of the Legend War. So whether that could have just been a coincidence, but in my mind, it kind of shows as, possible confirmation that that's what they're looking at, with Gokaiger being, a world where everything happens, and then everything else is separate, which I can buy that. I can totally be down for that. So, and if that's how they're going to address things, we don't know if they're going to, hop between worlds, or if we're going to get, cameos back, like Geo did for Kamen Rider, or anything like that. We're still pretty early on where we genuinely don't know if we're going to get, tribute episodes, like Decade or Gokaiger or Geo did. It's yet to be seen. I'm sure we'll know sooner rather than later on if that's going to play out or not. But they do use Legend Sentai powers in this first episode, in the first fight, which was really neat. The only minor gripe that I have about it is that the two that they used, the two gears, were Zyuohger and Ninja, both of which don't have a toy release yet. I did a video about that a couple weeks ago, about what Sentai gears we've seen and what have toys already, which is out of date, and I'll be doing an updated video on that every time we get major gear updates, so that an update will be coming soon on that. But we don't have updates for Ninja or Zyuohger's gears other than them showing up in the show already. So I'm sure we'll get them sooner rather than later. I don't know if it's intentional, but I'm assuming these were picked because Zyuohger was the last anniversary Sentai that we got. And then it could be, I could just be reading into it, and I saw a couple people kind of maybe theorizing the same thing, that maybe Ninja was used because it was the last Power Rangers anniversary. Super Ninja Steel with the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers was Ninja. Complete just speculation there. Could be completely wrong. People were also saying, oh, is that why Zyuranger was in the opening shot with the worlds being captured, because it was the first Sentai adapted into PR? It's possible. It could have just been because Jiren is in the episode and his Sentai that he's based off of is Zyuranger. But that's just some interesting things to read in there. But overall, man, it was a really fun first episode. I was definitely going back and watching clips over and over again, especially the Ninja and Zyuohger fights. I can't wait to see more of these gears happen. I can't wait to get my gear leaner, which is supposed to be here literally any day now. It's already shipped, and I'm so excited. I'm getting the merch here. I'm getting into the spirit of it. Sentai is... I love Sentai. I've just always kind of fallen off with watching Sentais because, I don't know, for whatever reason or another, I dropped Resoldier, I dropped Loop Hat, but I finished Q Ranger, I finished Kira Major, and I really liked both of those Sentais. And I'm always a sucker for anniversary stuff. I just think it's fun when we do callbacks and everything. And honestly, I got the anniversary elements that I was looking for here, and I hope it continues, and I can't wait to see what we have next. I think it's going to be a really fun series. It just feels like kind of a fresh new thing, sort of. With, 4 members of the team being robots, and, this design being a very, older Sentai-looking design. I mean, he screams Go Ranger and Jacka, which, of course, is, I'm sure, the point. But, I don't know, this is just going to be a fun show, I think, and I can't wait to keep watching it here. So that's my review for the first episode of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of the first episode of Zenkaiger? I'd love to hear what you had to say about it. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more videos to cover the episodes. I might not do one every single week, but maybe we could do a monthly thing where it's here's what I thought of all of March's episodes, or all of April's, or something. And like I said, I will be doing updated Sentai gear release videos, very much in the same vein as the one I did last week, but those will probably be coming out either once or twice a month. So I'm going to wait a couple weeks here until we get the official pictures of Gashapon 2, which we know is in there, but now, well, we didn't before, but now we do. But once we get the official pictures of that, which should be soon, I'll do my updated video on that and throw those in there because we do have a couple other new ones as well. So guys, that's all I have for this episode of talking about Zenkaiger. So you guys can follow me on Twitter. We can keep the conversation going over there at either at LivingRangerKey or at LightningFigPR. Not really for Zenkaiger stuff, but you know, I'm over there too, I suppose. So until next time, everyone, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys comment below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all later. Tokusatsu forever. ZENRYOKU Zenkai!